Hello, everybody. This is Bagheera Games, and welcome to my Star Wars Squadrons critical analysis in quotation marks. Alright, so the first mission is a system check. You actually do the system check twice, which is kind of awkward because you have the same controls for the TIE fighter as you do for the X-Wings. I didn't really see a reason for you to do two system checks. If this was if you had the Star Wars title this game, it'd be called Imperial Captain's Betrayal because Lyndon betrays his Imperial squad to join up with the rebels, and of course, Von Reg, she gets mad and pursues him throughout the game, and they call up both pilots from the first incident to fight in this little skirmish that they both have. So let's go over the Rebel Squad characters and the Imperial Squad characters. The Rebel Squad characters, they look nasty as hell. The red bug woman is disgusting as hell. What I wanted like Lops race. That bunny Jedi. It'd be cool if you had like a bunny boy Jedi or like a bunny boy in general inside the X-wing. I think he'd be aesthetically more pleasing, to the eye, or even have like a Bothan or something. A Wookiee X-wing pilot would be better than whatever the hell Gunny was. She was ugly as hell. I didn't want to see her ugly ass, scorched up, green-eyed, bug-head face. Get her the hell up out of Star Wars. And you have Kilo. I think they're called Marillions. Their race are mostly Jedi. They're force sensitive, even the ones that are non-Jedi. And the markings on their face actually denote life achievements. That's interesting too. And another interesting fact that Keo, she won swoop racing or pod racing championships like 5 times before she came and became an X-wing pilot. All right, so Frisk, he is he's a Trandoshan. What he did was he was stealing paintings and artifacts, kind of like Indiana Jones, but he got a death mark, and now he is flying a Y-wing bomber. Uh, Interesting thing about Trandoshans, they have an afterlife, and the more marks you hit in your real life, the more arrows in your quiver that you get in the afterlife to get a higher place in their heaven. Grace, her family builds TIE fighters for a living, but she is also a Rebel X-Wing pilot. It's going to be real funny, doing them Thanksgivings to where it's also what do you do? Yeah, well, I fly an X-Wing, and then her family builds TIE fighters. That's kind of crazy. This takes place 4 years after the destruction of the second Death Star, which means Palpatine and Darth Vader are gone. They did. They force ghost whatever. And I think Grace's family, that's the way for them to keep, their money in the house, because I will understand if you were forced to build TIE fighters under Palpatine. I fully understand that. But, if Palpatine, Darth Vader gone, you can be like, man, fuck them. I'm not building shit no more. But I guess they want to keep that money in their pocket, live those lavish lifestyles, understandable. A lot of a mission variety in the game. Each mission you're doing something different, but each mission you're guaranteed to take out about 50 bombers, 50 X-wings, 50 TIE bombers, 50 TIE fighters. It's if you came here for some X-wing or TIE fighter action, you got it. Without a doubt. You got some cameo characters that show up like Admiral Akbar. and you have Wedge Antilles from Echo Squadron. He alludes to Echo Squadron doing something else during the events of this game. I wonder what they're doing, especially when um, Frisk talks about Alphabet Squadron and their shenanigans. So that's what I like about Star Wars. The Legends content, unfortunately, the Legends content is the best content in Star Wars. I don't know what Disney's doing, but look into the Legend stuff. It's really cool. They have like a lot of cross references. Characters show up here and there. Definitely sink your teeth into it. You have a lot more entertainment than whatever Disney is putting out today. Me personally, I'm hoping when I'm in my TIE fighter, Kathleen Kennedy is in one of them X-Wings and then she gets blown up unceremoniously. That will bring balance to the Force. So some of my favorite ships to pilot in the game are the A-Wing, the X-Wing, of course, the TIE fighter, and the TIE bomber. The TIE Reaper was kind of hard for me to control because it had those ion lasers, and I wasn't really putting enough damage like I wanted to. So I kind of left that to the side. All right, let's talk about the Imperial Squad. All right, so first character Gray. Gray is gay. Uh, he he's a type that's like, oh yeah, I'm a part of the Empire. I believe in their values, and when I retire, I'm gonna retire to a beach with my husband. And it's like, dang man, you better retire quick because canonically the Empire loses. So I wouldn't want to be caught in no Star Destroyer when the Empire loses. If I'm gonna be caught at the Battle of Jakku, I want to be caught, on the rebel side. At least, or if I'm in the Imperial side, let my ship crash, and let me just walk out the wreck, throw my helmet off, and then walk to the nearest town and go to one of them farms Gray was talking about. Um, Soul, her parents were galactic senators before Palpatine said forget that, and so she believes that in order to bring unification to the galaxy, you need senators in place, which I like about Imperial characters like this because if it wasn't for Darth Vader and Palpatine, I think a lot of people in the Empire would have like level heads, reasonable actions. I think Lyndon he would still be a part of Empire if Darth Vader didn't pass down that order to blow up the refugees from Alderaan. There's a lot of Imperials with reasonable heads and reasonable ways of action. It's just that that dark side grip is pulling them elsewhere. Shin, he is a cyborg. He ride or die, lifer Imperial. I'm thinking he went down with his TIE bomber later on, definitely, because he said the helmet doesn't come off. He got a bunch of cybernetics, and it's like, man, when you lifer like that, and you got all that hate up in your heart, I'm sure you will be a forever lifer in the Imperial, in the Empire. Von Reg, she's like the firebird of the squad. She's a real hothead, and like she she cares about her fellow squad mates. She doesn't want anything to happen to them. But at the same time, if you're her enemy, you do not want to be at the wrong end of her blasters. Yeah, she even got like a little battle scar across her face, which is cool. Anytime I customize a character, I always build like a battle scar on their face, showing you how real it is out here. Um, Now, the first Imperial mission is action packed. I generally had the most fun with this mission because you're in a regular TIE fighter and you shoot down all these X Wings. Growing up, when I was watching Star Wars, the TIE fighters always got busted down, blasted. But I always like the sound of the whoosh when they come through and the sound of the lasers when they shoot. But I know in this game and Battlefront 2, they give like the TIE fighters superpowers to where they just go ham on X wings. Is they get a lock on a X wing and they just blow it up. Which is really cool to see. I like the underdog type stories to where like the underdog gets the victory. I kind of see TIE fighters as the underdog because X Wings, they have shields and missiles and stuff like that. TIE fighters, they just have the hole between them and space. That's probably why most TIE pilots, they have a full space suit on. And you notice Rebel pilots, they just have their helmet on. Another thing I liked about this game is your AI squad mates actually take down other enemies and actually attack the objective, unlike in Ace Combat where they just expect you to do everything and then they get mad when you don't complete the mission. It happens in this game too, but not a lot. So that's a huge improvement. I also noticed that the Zerka Corporation still exists from the time of the Old Republic, which is crazy because that's like 5,000 years ago. It makes reference to, I think, Zerka lasers or Zerka missiles, one of the two. And there's also a mission called Fire in the Heart, which I think is a Gundam 0083 reference. A Gundam is another one of my favorite franchises. I give this game a 10 out of 10, especially during the time of this recording. It should be mad cheap. If you like Star Wars, go ahead and buy it. Um, I would say go ahead and get it for $15 because I beat the game in a day or pirate it, you know, like I always do sometimes. All right, this is Bagheera Games, and I'm out.